Police responded to another assault last night, reported in the 4800 block of the restaurant district. Law enforcement believes that local gang members are responsible for the recent series of robberies and assaults. Police are seeking information from community members. Community leaders and residents are demanding answers. They are asking police what will be done to stop the recent rash of crime in their neighborhood.
Officer Phillips.
Hey, it's Chief Lee. You got a minute?
Sure.
Just spoke with the mayor. She wants to know what we're doing about the gang violence. Pull the working group together. I want to meet tomorrow.
You got it. What do you have in mind?
I did some research a few weeks ago and has some good information that's going to help us.
Great. Where'd you find the info?
You should check it out. It's called CrimeSolutions.gov.
A few weeks back, Chief Lee was looking for better ways to combat the string of gang-related incidents in his community. He knew that it was important to focus on approaches that could deliver results. He searched online for answers, but was overwhelmed by what he found. Could he trust the information? What had been successful before? Did he have the time to sort through everything? In need of help, the chief called up an old friend in a neighboring jurisdiction. His friend told him about CrimeSolutions.gov, a website that profiles justice-related programs that have been carefully evaluated and rates each one for practitioners and policymakers. CrimeSolutions.gov is an easy-to-use resource offered through the U.S. Department of Justice. It was developed to help criminal justice, juvenile justice, and victim services professionals to be smarter on crime. Information found on CrimeSolutions.gov helps take the guesswork out of decision-making by showing what has worked for other communities. Each program on the site has been carefully evaluated to see if it achieves its intended outcomes. Based on those evaluations, CrimeSolutions.gov reviewers give each program a rating to indicate if it had effective outcomes, promising outcomes, or no effects. That rating is posted on CrimeSolutions.gov on the program profile, along with information to help guide the implementation process. This allows leaders to replicate successful programs, improving outcomes and saving valuable time and resources. CrimeSolutions.gov is the starting point for your research on what works in criminal justice, juvenile justice, and crime victim services. The website offers multiple search options to identify programs that address the unique needs of your community. Once you have identified a potential solution, CrimeSolutions.gov program profiles allows you to answer a variety of questions. What are the program goals? Who is the target group? How was it evaluated? What results has it achieved in the past? Who can I contact who has used this approach? Using CrimeSolutions.gov, Chief Lee found multiple approaches for dealing with the challenges he was facing. He was able to quickly distinguish what would be more likely to succeed and what might not. Some programs provided basic implementation guides and tools to direct the process. He also found contact information for those who had initially developed the programs and could share lessons learned. The next day, the chief met with his community working group to discuss approaches from CrimeSolutions.gov that could reduce their gang and violent crime issues. The working group was made up of a mix of professionals and community members. Using CrimeSolutions.gov, the working group identified a number of potential evidence-based programs to be included in a broader strategic plan to address their community-specific needs. Working group members used CrimeSolutions.gov program profiles as a starting point for considering the merits of different programs and approaches. In the end, they were able to develop a response that was tailored to their own community, knowing that they were also building on a track record of past success. Just like the members of this working group, justice professionals across the country are realizing the value of using data, like that featured on CrimeSolutions.gov, to help combat crime. A growing number of communities stand as models for the outcomes that can be achieved through the use of evidence-based programs.
I think access, first and foremost, is the key challenge. Much of the really high quality research is published in academic journals. It's difficult to get a hold of, and it's also difficult to interpret and understand. The technical language and statistical methodology, I think, can be a little daunting for folks that are delivering services at the state and local level. And many of us can't afford to access, these expensive portals that the research is disseminated through. So being able to access CrimeSolutions.gov and have a free resource where everything has already been summarized for you, put into plain language that can be easily understood by practitioners is really helpful in kind of surmounting that challenge.
We're all facing a whole variety of very complex challenges. Policing by nature is very, very challenging. And it's very difficult always to go back to the drawing board and start fresh again with a fresh new idea. So I think that if there's a foundation of research that exists out there and you're able to take things that have been validated and successful in other neighborhoods and implement them as a starting point within your own communities and neighborhoods, that it speeds up the process extremely rapidly and you become more efficient in resolving problems within your geographic areas.
Because we have limited dollars, agency funders are looking for us to do the very best job that we can do, and in some cases better than the best job that we can do. And by looking at the research that's available through us, then we can actually achieve a higher level of success than we thought that we were achieving. And again, an organization like Crime Solutions that has the various studies really at your fingertips almost.
Local community leaders met last night to discuss solutions to rising crime. Police have apprehended a suspect in last night's assault and are pursuing additional leads. The police department is implementing a new collaborative approach to reduce gang and violent crime. It will include strategies.
Chief Lee.
Hey John, it's Captain Sullivan. How you been?
Great. What's up?
We've seen a surge of shootings in our county over the past couple of weeks. I know your crime issues are different, but do you have any suggestions?
Check out CrimeSolutions.gov. It was a lifesaver for us.
Crime Solutions?
Yep. It's a great resource for solutions to a wide variety of law enforcement and public safety challenges. Sooner or later, people are going to start asking what steps you're taking to address this spree of violence. When the mayor called, it really helped that I'd already visited CrimeSolutions.gov, and I knew where to turn for solid, research-backed information. It helped me decide what needed to be done. So, ask yourself, when you get that call, will you be ready?
CrimeSolutions.gov provides real-world tools, research, and models for today's criminal justice, juvenile justice, and victim services leaders. It works with leading experts from across the justice community to ensure the quality of information provided. The proven justice-related strategies, implementation approaches, program results, implementation guides, and points of contact featured on CrimeSolutions.gov help practitioners and policymakers be smarter on crime. Using CrimeSolutions.gov, today's leaders can more efficiently use their limited resources to produce positive outcomes by replicating successful programs. CrimeSolutions.gov. Reliable research, real results.